So you've been out looking for houses, still going up against 5, 10, 15 other people looking for houses. You walk out from a house that came on the market that day and there's a line of people waiting for you to get into the house. Then you know what it feels like. So let's go ahead and get this cracking for today. Hey everybody, it's Eric out here in lovely Las Vegas talking about what's going on in the housing market. It's not only here, it's all over the place. It doesn't matter where you live in the country, things are getting bad. So instead of just talking about how bad it is, let's talk about some solutions. Let's be the agents of change, of solutions. In my last video, I talked about some things about what you can do to help yourself. Let's talk about a few others. Last time I talked about going for that place that has the renter in it, because everybody else doesn't want to do the whole, well, I want to see the place first because it's no show and you have to put an offer in. Go for that. You are losing out on great opportunities because you want to see a place first before you put an offer in, just because I don't know why. It's kind of like desperation. If you are in a situation where there are very few houses and multiple bids, but there are houses that are sitting there, isn't that kind of a win-win situation? Now, I'm starting to see something that I thought I'd never see and prayed that I would never see. Now, during the last big housing run-up in like 2005, 2006, before the crash, I didn't get to witness this. I was living outside of the country. So I would read about it. I would see it on television. And I would go, oh my goodness, I'm missing out. Then the crash happened and I was like, woo! I didn't lose any money. I'm hoping that doesn't happen this time. Fortunately, there are different circumstances this time, as I've talked about in the past. But things I've read about in magazines and on the internet back in the day, back in 2005, I'm starting to see. I'm literally seeing houses, like I've said before, that come on the market that day. And there are literally lines of people waiting. The only one I haven't seen yet that happened back in the 2005s. People sitting around waiting, hearing about a house, just hearing about a house that may come on the market tomorrow or Monday, and camping out. Haven't seen that one yet. Now in the past I've talked about, I'm here in California, they're paying $40,000 over asking price. Then, they're paying $40,000 and they're waiving appraisal. My friends over on the East Coast are saying they're paying over asking price, and they're saying you have to give them their bank statements so that if it doesn't appraise, which they know it's not, your buyer is going to pay the difference. Then I slowly started creeping in here. It kept creeping in, and it's hit. So there was a great historian that once said, you need to study history because history repeats itself. That part of the market is happening again that happened back then. So now prices have gone out of control. We're in this cycle of, it's like a nuclear reaction or something, man. It's like out of control. It's just gone. I don't know what to do. I feel sorry for people, and back in the rap days, when I guess rap is still big now, but like in the good old days, you got to come correct, you got to step, or whatever you used to say. Yeah, you better step correct. There's no more of this "you think they'll take" kind of crap. It's like, how far over do I have to bid? Because I'm sitting there talking to clients, it's like, well, I know it's only listed for this much, but I can just tell by what's going on, it's going to go for this much. No, you walk out and of the line of agents with their clients, it's like, okay, when we bid this amount over, be prepared to pay this amount over what the appraisal is. I'm sitting here listening to this conversation as I'm walking out of the house. Oh, by the way, we'd only been in the house like a few minutes, and like already agents are like knocking on the door. When are y'all gonna be done? We need to see this house. Because good houses, when they come on the market, they gone. So let's talk about some new strategies out there. So we've already talked about the house that is rented. Go ahead and go for those. We talked about the overpriced house because nobody's gonna steal my house. Yeah, so it got stolen because no one bid on it. And then when it gets lowered down, then everyone can bargain. So good for them. So do go for those. And no, watch out for it, because when it goes off the market, for some reason there's this thing, look it up, cognitive dissonance. Their agent told them over and over again it was mispriced, overpriced, and they wouldn't do anything about it. So when you see it relisted again, it's with another agent. Usually it's for a lower price. For some odd reason, they lower it with the next agent. That's an entire business in real estate. If you've ever seen that report, if it's on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and link it above here, about a lady who received like 100 calls because her house expired off the market. An expired house is a house that didn't sell. Usually it doesn't sell because it's overpriced. Not usually, it's like 100% of the time. That's an entire business of real estate, how a lot of real estate agents get their business. Convincing the person, truthfully, that their house didn't sell because it was overpriced. Then adjusting the price to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's it. That's simply it. So just follow that house if you really like it. And next time it gets listed, buy it. Just be the first to own it. Boom, you got it. Here's some other things. A lot of these houses that are disappearing now are right priced and prime, good shape. Look for the house that's not in good shape. If you got enough money to give somebody $10,000, $15,000 over the list price for a house that's in good shape, why don't you have $10,000, $15,000 to fix the house up? Oh, I don't want to waste my time fixing a house up. How's that a waste of time? So you're going to go from house to house to house to house to house to house, putting in bid after bid against 20 other people to not get it for 2 months, when it would have taken 2 weeks to get the house fixed up the way you wanted it. And now you got the house to look the way you want it for the money you would have paid over appraisal, and you would have probably gotten it for less than it was worth. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. So look for that house where the owner's not trying to overprice a house that needs work. And no, the work has been priced into it. If you got the money, like again, if you got the $10,000, $15,000 that you are willing to pay above appraisal, because that money has come out of your pocket, why don't you just save that money and get the house fixed yourself? Here in Las Vegas, most flips that you see, I mean flips that are done by real flippers, not somebody who went to the Hojo or the Red Roof Inn and all that stuff, to a weekend seminar. Those guys do it for $10,000 and $15,000, whole house refurbish. Okay. Now that is different. Like I've told you before, those are usually contractors, so they're saving on labor. They got a little bit ends on the inside job, so they know how to get the materials for cheaper than you can. But even with the prices that you pay, you can get that house redone. Dude, even like the guys who go to the weekend seminars who flip houses, they spend like $25,000 to $35,000 to flip an entire house that's a piece of beat up dog crap. You can get a house that just needs work and get it ready for yourself, new floor and everything else. Just don't go and get all crazy and go, oh, I want natural stone floors and all this stuff. You don't have to pay $22 a square foot for flooring. You know, you don't have to go cheap either, but you know, something decent. Paint is cheap. A lot cheaper than you think. You can paint the house inside and out. Kitchen, you can still get some good stuff done in your kitchen too. Now, remember, you're looking for some decent neighborhood that you want to be in. Fix that sucker up. They didn't update stuff, update it. Look at what your costs are. Work with a real estate agent who can help you out. Even if they don't know, they should have a handyman who knows. A general contractor can say, I can do it for this price. Do that stuff, you know. These are ways you save money. And that's what you want to do. You want to get a house and save money because houses keep going up. You're building equity and building net worth. That's what you want, right? Okay. So you got your next tip there. Start looking for that house that's diamond in the rough. The house in the neighborhood that's not in great shape. And also do some homework for yourself. Look for the house, and I mean seriously, look for a house that's in a neighborhood you want to be in. Talk to your realtor and say, I want this type of house. Stop having this hairy-fairy stuff. I want this house in this neighborhood. This house in this neighborhood. You know what your realtor can do for you? You know they can find you that house in the neighborhood. Wait a minute, they can find me that house in that neighborhood? Yeah, they can. And I'm going to tell you about it next week. After you watch this video right here, and you click that subscribe button below and you click that thumbs up. And then remember to follow me next week. I'm going to show you how, even if that house isn't on the market, how you're going to find it. See y'all.